All right. So last night, last night, last time, you guys had gone in and explored more of the chamber where the God Slayer had been resting, and discovered, hey, there's weird shit happening in this chamber. I.e., your shadows are doing weird shit. The animals are going into patterns that aren't normal. Something's playing mind tricks on us. And hey, the something that may have been playing mind tricks on you heard you guys in the chamber, and then you guys heard it outside the door, and then you guys, well, Melanie opened the door, and then Melanie proceeded to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, very hard.
Yeah.
You then engage.
2, 3. That's fun.
You
Sorry.
then engaged with said thing that punched you in the face really hard, and also encountered some kind of like weird arcane construct with like one eye that exploded on you after it died, and then weird monstrosity decided, hey, a 4-on-1 situation isn't that great. I'm going to GTFO now because I don't want to die. So it put a wall of force between you and it, with it underwater, and then the GTFO'd. And then you guys attempted to pursue it for a bit, but then it was it went away.
By a bit, you mean several hours, I believe.
Several hours.
I was trying to bully it on social media.
Yeah, we also did try to like bully it magically. So
You guys then went back to the camp and explained to the archaeologists there that, hey, we found a god slayer. Oh, really? They said. I see. Do you know anything about said god slayer other than the one that you found is the most complete we've ever found? And then you said,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And then they were like, well, we heard they were made by the citizens of Mechanus. They were given to other divine beings. But in order for it to be powered, it needs a divine spark from said divine being. At that point, you had contacted Roka, the daughter of Sindor and Tamara, being like, hey, we need to talk to you. Please come. And she's like, all right, I'll come and talk to you guys. By the way, Bannock sent a sending to Zaitari and was like, yo, just so you know, we've been jailing these people in the harbor who have cysts. FYI, there's a lot of them. And that's where
He
we are
didn't
today.
mention that.
I think it was
I
written
just
down.
watched it. He did not mention that.
Well, I think that Darrett actually sent Mallory like a message, like written down. I don't think that it was said out loud.
I mean, it was said out loud.
Oh,
There was a message that was said out loud because I literally just watched the video.
oh,
And
Cool.
that was mentioned, but he didn't mention that there were a lot, quote unquote, of the of people
A
being.
significant amount. Anyway, that's where we are today. So, you guys are hanging around, waiting for Roka. Is there anything anybody wants to do while they are waiting?
If only somebody could have counterspelled that wall of force. If only you'd had a mage in your team when you were fighting.
I
Anyway.
mean, nobody wanted to run you because your
I
sheet's so hard to
know.
open. So, your sheet hates everybody so much.
This is
Yeah,
why I
I
think you're
know.
not going to play a wizard whenever we start the next one. I'm just assuming.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say,
I'm
Derek?
just assuming you're not going to play a wizard next
Oh.
campaign we run.
Oh, heck no. Next campaign, I am playing somebody who is. I'm going to be the reckless one. Okay? I'm going to be the one who shoots first. I'm going to let one of you lot
It's Rose's
carry
turn.
carry the brain cell of this group. The single brain cell.
I feel like that it might just be that there's no brain cell, which I would be fine with. I mean, you know, it's
It's my turn.
Man, maybe
Um,
we should all play like psychic animals at that point then.
I
Psychic
do have
magic.
an awakened raccoon race if anybody needs it.
Nice. Hang on. There was books that you.
Yes, I will
Gave
show you the
to-
books. Okay, so there are a couple things. So let me just show you several things. You found that thing, and then you found technically this was attached on a book. So you found that thing, and then you also found this thing, and then you also found technically it's in a book. So that's why the book that is this thing.
Jesus
Have fun reading.
Christ. Ah. Okay. You don't expect to hear from me for like 30 minutes. I'm a slow reader. That's a generous.
You guys can divvy it up.
Okay. I was actually looking for the spells that you gave to Melanie.
Oh, those
Shit.
spells. Let
The
me
old
grab those as well.
I mean, did you see
a
what one of
moment.
those items was though? Because
No, because a whole bunch of them just got
Those are the
dropped
spells.
on me.
Here's the spells.
Ah!
let's just say, how high is Tilda's intelligence now, and how high do you want it to be?
Ooh. It's at a 22, I think, right now. Oh, good. We've got a Blackstone room to get to the Shadowfell.
Yeah, because I know you guys love that place.
Yeah, it was swell. That does not look like a lit candle with a calico cat curled around its base.
What?
The
Hey, listen. There's not too many bookmarks. Just use your
there are bazillions.
imagination.
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work.
Between 2 pages. Okay. All right. So. Okay. So if we want to attune to a book that takes longer than 1 hour to attune to it, attuning only takes 1 minute with this bookmark. That's fun. By the way, you guys can keep doing whatever you want to do.
I think they're reading too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've read them. Yeah.
I
Skimmed them.
aggressively skimmed.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not gonna read every word. What am I? A librarian? Come on.
I've done enough reading this week. I'm a paralegal. I read enough.
Hmm.
I don't need to read on my spare time.
I did not finish the paralegal program I started. I went to 2 weeks of courses about it though.
I didn't take a paralegal program. I just got thrown in the deep end.
Oh God.
Ooh.
So we're currently basically hanging out at the camp, waiting for what's her face to come.
Roka.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Eva's plan is to just continue to have her low-level panic attack and anxiety attack that she's been having constantly for like the past 3 weeks. just sitting in the corner, stressed the fuck out, like she has been.
I mean, that's pretty fair.
That's not, that's perfectly reasonable in this situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So while you're all waiting for Roka to appear,
I thought you were gonna say while you're all waiting for Ro to finish reading.
no.
I was like, come on, leave me alone.
Dr. Agrita does offer you guys some tea while you wait or hang out or have your panic attack or read. It's green tea. It's jasmine, so it smells very nice. And also he does offer, like, is there anything we can do to help? We're kind of, they're kind of they're staying in camp for a little while before, going back inside with the proper constructional security measures, because you guys found
Bunch of shit.
shit in there, so it's not unusual for one to want added security before going inside.
Trying to think of if there's anything else that Mel wants to. I think Mel's like just gonna kind of chill while we wait. Kind of patch her wounds, clean the blood off her armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly hers. Just just take care of herself a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Ryan and Melanie know their jobs, and it doesn't involve investigation or reading. It involves killing things. Unless there's anything to kill.
True.
I have a couple of questions, DM.
Yep.
So first of all, the Savion's Handbook of Investigative Techniques.
Yep.
The proficiency offered at the bottom to those various skills.
Yep.
If you already have proficiency in those skills, could you instead take
I'll say
was it
expertise.
expertise?
Yeah, I'll say that.
expertise? Okay.
Ooh.
That's definitely very interesting. And also, shit, I had a question. Oh, I was actually gonna say, this isn't a question, it's a thing I wanted to do. As soon as I've taken a long rest and I can change up my spells, I would like to scry on that guy.
Oh, the dread. The dread examiner.
Dread examiner or
Yep.
something. Yeah, whatever that.
I will. You will be able to do that when you take your next long rest.
Okay. We haven't done that yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Still the same day.
Good to know.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, that Melanie is still patching up. And Roka said she would be here within the hour. Which, speaking of which, she does appear about 15 minutes later. It took her a while because first she had to, actually, did it take her? Give me a moment. No, it takes her about 15 minutes to come here. Which,
Well,
when
okay.
she does, she looks a little surprised. There's like a bewildered look on her face. But she it only stays on her face momentarily. And she says, "Greetings, heroes of Leona. It's good to see you again. I came as soon as I received your sending. what did you need to speak about? I see that kind of, and then looks at you, Melanie, and some of the others. Like, are you all right?
Yeah, great. I don't think I have any internal bleeding. I think it's mostly patched up now, so we're good.
Do you need any assistance?
No,
Are
no,
you
just a
sure?
nap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Um. So, what did you want to talk to me about? It sounded very urgent.
Oh, your mom's bark thing.
Yes.
Would you be willing to like let it kill a god? A god that is not good, an old one, basically. You know, just help with us. Maybe not killing the old one, just sort of like doing some murderous activities that don't end in murder. Just kind of like a, just kind of like a gentle, not a gentle, but like a vigorous slapping of an old one.
Darling.
You know.
How? What? How would this be accomplished?
Well, I think that we could probably, like, you know,
Can we just explain to her,
Yeah.
hey, we found a big ass construct that apparently needs a divine spark, and maybe we want to use that divine construct to kill an old one?
I see.
Apparently we can.
I see.
gonna force your hand or anything. Obviously, it'd be your choice if you felt like it was appropriate or not. Or if you know any other sparks that want to climb inside a god's lair and just slap an old one around, that'd be fine too. I mean,
Or if you have any, if you have any doubts or um hesitations.
I do have a little bit of hesitation. So how do I explain this? So the reason I wanted to bring my mother's spark to Bahamut was because there are stories that claim that if somebody finds enough divine sparks from a fallen deity, it is possible to resurrect said deity. Now, that would take a long time, and that would take a significant amount of sparks. And since this was the first one that was found, I was very excited, as you might imagine.
of course.
This is the chance for me to see my mother again, as selfish as a reason as that is.
I
And
think that's
to
selfish.
bring back a goddess of mercy, which would perhaps be beneficial to the realm itself. I do know of god slayers. They have been told of in Celestia, and they are very helpful. They are extremely powerful, as you might have heard. The issue I am finding conflict with currently is a deity sacrifices part of itself to power a received godslayer. And that spark, I believe in your world, would act akin to something like a battery, a non-rechargeable one.
So should you use your found spark for something like that, it would pretty much annihilate all your progress of any possible bringing back.
Possibly.
That's something too large of us to ask of you then.
Well, not to put too fine a point of it, but you're probably not going to find any sparks if the old gods succeed in what they're doing.
That is what I was also thinking as well. So it's
But at the same time, they might not succeed, even if we don't have the Godslayer, which we have plans, even without any sort of God-slaying, mechanical god thing. Like, we have plans. It's very possible that they won't succeed, and you'll get your chance to scour the world for more sparks and, Humpty Dumpty that god back together again.
Did you also have a plan when you opened that door, Melanie? Everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face.
I had a plan after I got punched in the face. I punched it back. Were you not there? Come on.
It's not dead now, is it?
Hey.
I'm just saying. It's always. I prefer fights that are lopsided, and I prefer to know the outcome before it occurs.
So that is why it's a little difficult for me. Also, as far as I know, usually the god that sacrifices its spark to power a godslayer, usually that deity would be the one to give commands to the construct. I'm not sure how that would work in this case. If
we got a soul we could stick in it now.
As Mallory kept pointing out, we got a soul that's ready to go. It's like, Jesus Christ.
You can fit this thing in so many Godslayers.
So I do understand, and Roka's pointing.
Oh, hold on. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Is Melanie raising her hand at the moment?
Yes.
It sounded like.
Melanie is currently reclining on the ground, like she's got a rag in one hand that she's it's red and brown, and she's wiping the blood off her armor. I'm assuming one half of her face is just really swollen, where she got punched in the face by a door. Well, by the thing behind the door. So Melanie looks real rough, and she did in fact raise her hand. She's like, okay, so here's the thing. I really, despite my dear one's points, and I do love you, dear, but this is a lot to ask, okay, of somebody. But hey, you've got that whole godblood thing. You got an in with anybody? Do you have a way to be like, yo, Pello, hey, give us a little piece of your butt?
Do you have a group chat?
Do you know somebody?
Give us a little piece of your butt.
I mean, you can't mean for me to ask Baha much.
I mean, it's whatever god you're close with. I mean, if you got anybody buddy with you,
Buddy.
You're probably closer with many gods with any gods than we are. I mean, we're just mortal randos. So,
We say carrying basically this world's vestiges of divergence.
I mean, hey, they didn't show me where that dude was.
Are you fighting with Cord, Melanie?
Maybe. Or here's the thing. If you don't want to ask, just you could get us an audience. You want to be like a referral. You know, be like, "Hey, Cold, how you doing, buddy?" Or "Hey, Bahamut, long time no chat. I've got these people who have a favor to ask. Could you maybe have a meeting?" And be like a go-between.
So by okay, so Roka is in like a stunned silence right now.
Our goal is to give me up the divine spark,
literally,
like the good
it's
option.
it's gone from hey, can we use the last remnant of your mother to power this god slaying construct to hey, can you give us an audience to the deities you have ins with?
No,
To
it's
sacrifice
not
us
it as a
a
meeting.
piece
just
of
want-
them to power this
noticeable.
deity.
A piece of
Yeah.
that butt.
Hey, if she doesn't want to give up her mom, giving her other options here.
Would you like to introduce us to your stepdad?
That's basically what you're saying to her. And
Yeah.
she's just like can I relay the message about you wanting an audience at least?
Yeah.
I can do that.
That'd be marvelous.
You're gonna regret that.
And at that
Right,
point, Mel
thanks.
just lays all the way down to the ground and just closes her eyes. Like, she's just done. She's just like, yep, I'm done with this conversation. She's just gently rubbing the same spot on her armor, just so sore and tired.
Roka says, Melanie, Sir Melanie, stand up.
Oh god, I'm really sore.
I
don't
I
really want to.
it's worth it. Just stand up.
Oh, okay. And you see her stand up, like she feels every minute of her 30-some years. She's like, oh god, oh, all my bones.
She
Okay.
Roka
Oh, I'm
puts her
up.
Roka puts her hand on your shoulder and casts heal on you.
Oh, ooh.
I would have done that had you actually said,
I was
hey,
trying to let you save spell slots. Ooh. I think there was something wrong with my liver that you just fixed. That's amazing. Oh, I feel way better now. Thank you.
You're welcome. I will relay that message to Bahamut. I will also consider allowing you to use Tamara's spark to power the construct if you could figure out a way to control it after. Because I'm having a difficulty. First of all, giving the spark up, but it needs to be would be for a good cause if you can figure out a way to control it.
You can make sure we're not wasting it.
Yeah, because if it per chance it is inserted into the contract, what makes it could not just stay still, or what if it starts going wild?
Let me see. We have the salt.
If you can figure out how that would work, I would. I know it's what she would have wanted. She would have done that if she always did things like that. Okay.
thank you for
I will give her a gentle, consoling pat on the shoulder.
thank you for your sacrifice. We mortals do appreciate it.
I appreciate you even considering it, to be honest. I understand.
Yes.
This would not come without cost, however. I would like a promise from you, but we will get to that. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I will do as you have tasked, and
Add you to the group chat.
and if you figure out a way to control it afterwards, then we can talk.
Do we still have library access, or did we leave that book somewhere
I
else?
believe you left the Aoife. I believe you left the book at the keep, if I'm not mistaken. Or
I
do you
left the
have it
book
with
in the
you?
library. I left it behind because we did not want it to get damaged by water, because there was like a 75 chance we were going to get attacked while on the ship.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Which
No,
happened.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
At that point, Zaitari will get another sending,
Ugh, we
and
get it. She's popular.
and speaking of which, and Zaitari
That's the hole the sending's coming out of, I guess.
yeah. Uh, Haiti just comes out and they're just like, sending for you.
Oh my god, sending would be so much cuter if that were the case.
Mm.
Sending for you. Aoife, Zaitari says that one of Zurha's casters had just contacted her. And apparently Durga, the Grandmaster of Astro Self that you had met with earlier, had contacted a Wave Long Death master, and it says since since we're all in Tengri right now, they would be able to come out to speak with you. He has an idea for you.
Excellent.
God.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the sooner the better.
okay. She thought you would say that because he's pretty much headed towards the camp right now.
Excellent. Heads up, guys. Way to long death is fucking scary. That's what he says to the whole group. They
Okay,
literally punch your soul and can kill you.
If there's people coming and we're meeting with anybody else, I'm gonna go just hose this armor off. Just give me a minute. And Mel's just gonna go find somewhere like a stream or something where she can just like clean up a little bit.
There are basins that the archaeologists can that will offer to use. Like here, use this water, or we're good. Go wash off. Do you need some soap?
Yeah.
They give you some
almost
soap
definitely.
too. Like
Thank you. It's weirdly sticky.
Okay. So not too long after, because you know how fast monks can run, Aoife.
Mm-hmm.
There's an alert that goes throughout camp, but soon it is quelled. There is an Arakokra that actually lands in camp. Let me give you a picture of what he looks like. Different account. Not my work account. Imagine if sending was just magical cats. There he is. So he lands.
Oh, jeez.
He does look like he'd punch your soul.
Mm.
And after talking to Onkara points him in your direction. and
Punch
he
your soul and then like peck out your liver.
you see that Zaitari for a moment looks like she might be talking to Dad momentarily, and then you see her eyes widen and like kind of like, and then kind of like cocks an eyebrow towards him, like kind of absorbing some new information she might just have received. Rain and Tilda, when he walks closer to your group, there is this chill that just runs down your spine. Both of your relics just seem to like flare and pulse with some with a little bit of heat as he kind of just walks past your direction. He nods and acknowledges you, but walks past your direction towards Aoife. Just this, it just feels like there's like this aura of like chill that like surrounds his immediate vicinity. And your relics do not like this at all. Just Creepsville 1000%. Aoife, when he finally gets to you, he respectfully bows in your direction. And he says, my name is Latu. I am one of the Grand Masters of the Way of Long Death. Master Durga told me that she had spoken with you earlier, and I believe I might be of some assistance to you and your companions as well.
I'll give a respectful bow back. I'm very happy and honored that you made the trip out here to see us.
She did tell me that it was of utmost importance, and I understand. Of course, I understand why.
I mean, not for you, baby.
And she told me about the project you were currently working on.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have a suggestion, but I'm going to need your input as well, the input of your comrades to get to see if it's might actually work. I know there is a lot of theory crafting currently going on with you and the others.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere we can speak with a table and some parchment? I believe this would be better expressed if I could draw it instead of drawing in the air. And he kind of he gives like this like,
if
a bird could grin, the bird grins.
If you don't mind my suggestion, since this is something that could be it could be important, and we wouldn't want this sort of information falling into the wrong eyes, ears, etc. Why don't we summon the mansion? I think that Zaitari can do that. I don't think she's cast any big spells lately. And why don't we take ourselves, and we've got a few scholars here that we're working on some things if we want to include them at all, and go inside, and that way we know we're not being overheard, and I'm sure we can make sure there's plenty of chairs and parchment and maybe even a drawing board or something, you know.
I would be perfectly fine with that. Yeah. And
does anybody else remember? I don't think that Zaitari had used any big spells, right?
I don't think so.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't think so as well.
Okay.
I'm thinking like the big ones that she usually, Zaitara usually uses, and I don't think she did. She didn't even steal one strike during that fight. I think it was mostly
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
there
that's what
weren't
I'm
enough
thinking.
enemies.
Okay.
Yeah, no force cage, no nothing like that. So
And I doubt that Mallory would mind using that kind of spell,
I don't
especially
think
since we
I'll make note of that.
And what time of day is it roundabout at this point?
It's probably late afternoon, getting on to evening at this point.
Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. I'll be back.
Aoife, you do feel that like cold chill that has been like around him as well. The other two felt probably not as intense as the other two individuals have felt it, but you know it's there for sure.
Yeah.
And as opposed
But
to
I know it's just kind of like, is that just like the BO of Long Death? Is
Yeah,
that just like the natural funk they have?
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of get that. Yeah, it's definitely kind of a long death kind of deal. Also, as opposed to the picture of the individual on the screen, his eyes are completely black.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Not the red eyes are bad enough, but this might be worse.
no, it's just the void. Coincidentally, this the bird I imagined him being like would be the where was it? Damn it! I thought I saw it earlier. Oh yeah, like that, exactly like that. Probably like a white naped crane or something with a longer beak. But anyways, did Melanie's did Lynn say they were going BRB?
I think so.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay, I think so. Just wait for them to come back. Well, we could fill her in. All right. So yeah, Zaitari will plop open the mansion. Make sure that there's a whiteboard or a chalkboard. Actually, chalkboard. Yeah, they probably wouldn't have markers. Chalkboard.
Sure, don't want some red string and.
There's a chalkboard, a lot of parchment, and whatnot. So, Latu says, so, from what Durga has told me about your plan, separating the old one essentially, and then the whole deal. He's heard it a few times.
Good. I didn't need this, like, if I have to go through this again.
Yeah. So from what she has told me, the old ones have redundant systems within their body. Now, it's pretty hard, I assume, to do extended research on something like this, given our situation.
Yep, this is the best I got. Prostate box comes out.
Prostate bugs. Does it have redundant systems currently?
Not currently. I'm just trying. My starter step was to figure out if I could extract a single aspect of key without killing it. That was the starting point, because if we couldn't do that, then this plan wouldn't work.
May I see it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he takes a gander at it. May I attempt something?
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't kill it. It was kind of hard to make in the first place.
He is
Just
going.
checking really fast, guys, because I was AFK for a second. Did we like at least check this guy to make sure he's good before we let him in the house and all this?
I mean, if
I
you
was
want,
gonna
I mean,
I was
probably
going to
should.
suggest it after he had revealed his entire plan,
Fair.
but we can do it now
Alright.
if you'd like.
I just didn't know if that was mentioned while I was gone. That was all.
It was not, but it was thought of.
If we want to chill, if we want to wait, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I was just double checking.
Nah, you know what? I think Tilda would have, given the weird feeling that he gives off and whatnot. I think she would have insisted on it when they walked in. Just like, by the by, please strip and turn your head and cough. You know.
Okay. I assume you're checking me for some kind of sign that I have some kind of taint or corruption on myself. Yes?
I'm sorry. I'm not saying this in character, but part of me wants to go, do birds have taints? And just throw that.
I don't want to get into this. I know too much about the bird anatomy to get into this right now.
But yeah, more or less.
Shoot, darling.
All right. When he takes off his top, you immediately see like patches where his feathers should be. There's just like patches of like dead necrotic skin.
Gross.
They're not cysts, but it seems, and it doesn't seem, they're pretty self-contained. This might be part of an after effect of his discipline. But yes, he does take off his gear, turns his head and well, he's looking at the prostate in the box as you're doing this. He's paying you no mind or attention as you're scanning him with detect magic.
If anybody else wants to do a perception check too, I'm going to do one. But, I'm also detecting magic, so.
Poor rolls all around.
Did any of you use one of my divination rolls? I know that you considered it.
There was a conversation about using one, but I think we ended up not.
It is, yeah, I didn't use it.
Okay.
To far effect.
Yeah.
You do not see anything that looks like a cyst, or nor do you detect anything like what you had detected on others.
Alexandria.
Yeah, Alexandria.
Seems clean.
You see he takes a talon and he draws what like very gently touches the surface
On the
area.
chalkboard? No, okay, he's doing this on the
Prostate on the box.
prostate in a box.
Prostate
Okay.
in the box.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna be like, why?
And for a moment he focuses, and then there's like a pulse that resonates through the cube. All right, That should work nicely. Here. Tell me what you sense. And he hands the prostate in the box back to you.
All right, I'm gonna try and do like a little key scan and figure it out.
All right. You can do I feel like it's either. I would give you investigation with advantage. I'd do that with wisdom too, because this is kind of like a key related thing.
Can I argue for insight?
Yeah, I would say insight was fine.
Straight roll?
So, essentially, I imagine the prostate in the box is kind of like a cubic flesh thing. I've always imagined that. It could be circular spherical if you wish. But regardless, so there is ki that is flowing in one part of the box. There's ki flowing on the other side of the box. There's no ki flowing in the middle. So,
Interesting.
what we do sometimes in the Way of Long Death, and the individuals of the Way of Mercy have adapted this technique, so their help might be useful as well for when we launch this plan that you have, is we have a way of extending the life of a separate body part. Now, Way of Mercy individuals do this for purpose of reattaching limbs once they accidentally fall off. Not accidentally. Once they are decapitated, whether on purpose or accidentally, to keep it from dying and therefore not being able to be reattached. We have something similar. The reason I bring this up is it's easier to do with things like oozes or other individuals that have imagine a giant earthworm. You cut the worm in half and these two parts can still live.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's the same idea. And I was thinking, since Durga had mentioned a redundant system, if we take the major parts and do essentially a circulatory system contained, like kind of a plumbing system, if you reroute the pipes into its own circulatory system, you essentially have two systems at that point. Then you just make a cut to the middle, and then you have two. Essentially, if we have more individuals like myself and those individuals of the Way of Mercy, we can make many circulatory contained systems and make as many cuts as we can in a certain amount of time.
I get what you're putting down. I think this is a fantastic plan. How scalable is this? I don't know if you were told or not. The old one that we're trying to implement this method on is roughly the size of a city.
Okay. Now here's the issue. I did a quick calculation of the amount of forces that we have. Most of the monasteries have a rough estimate of how many individuals are within each of their monasteries and are currently in their country.
Yeah.
The most individuals are part of the Way of the Ascendant Dragon, Astral, and Kinsey. And you're going to be looking at around roughly 800 individuals of those, of varying levels of study.
Yeah.
Most of the other schools, Drunken, Open Hand, Sun Soul, Way of Death, you're looking at 250 of varying levels. I would say 10% of those people could probably pull off what I can do. So that's not that many individuals.
Yeah. No, I haven't quite gotten to that point with the planning and stuff, but I had some major concerns about the numbers, the number side of this, just because the scale that we're going to be operating on and have to operate on.
Also, there is one more issue. So, when I was talking about making individual circulatory systems, of self-containment, of key flow, one of the problems, and this is kind of well known from the time of Yablink during the Minotaur War. Yablink could regenerate. So if we make these systems, I imagine we need clean cuts to go through the old one.
We have to go really fast.
We have to go really fast, and we might need to employ some help from beings that are very large that can make a clean cut through something.
Yeah.
If you know any ancient dragons.
Well, funny you mention that. A lot of them are being turned into stone.
That doesn't sound like it's a coincidence then.
Yeah. My primary approach at this point, what I think is going to be the most economical, is going to be pairing up Astral Self and Long Death, and possibly a Way of Mercy have like trios, tackling a system at a time, I guess, to create the circuit and to extract the circuit as quickly as possible.
Then you're looking at about 75. Then at that 10% level of those that can do what I can do, roughly you're looking at 75 people then.
Yeah, there's not very many.
No.
I mean,
but at the same time, if we have too many people, it's going to be it's going to be difficult to make sure everybody's doing the same thing at the right time. So
we can sync up our timing. That I'm not worried about, monks missing out on timing.
It actually.
I want to reduce the number of people because there's going to be deaths, and I'd like to leave some capable people outside of it to attempt it a second time if we need to.
Also, we do have to consider that, as with any system of the living nature, they always have their own defenses within.
They do.
So
yeah,
it can't just be them. They're gonna have to have individuals going with them, which we have armies.
So I'd love it to be a trio of the monks to handle the actual, I guess, surgery that we're trying to perform, and then have additional forces backing them up to keep basically the defense systems off of them. That's what I would like to do. That's what I think is probably the best goal right now. If we need to, because this circuit system is so important. I'm a pretty quick study. I can try and sounds fucking stupid. I can try and learn your tradition before we attempt this in indeterminate number of days. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
If you're as talented as Durga is, I don't think it's going to take that long for you to learn.
So it wouldn't be like you are learning the entire discipline. It'd be maybe a portion of it, which is still difficult, but
essentially she would be learning my way of key manipulation. I believe
that's actually a pretty big thing. Never mind.
Yeah.
I stab shit. Just
But-
leave me. I'll leave me out of this. I'm sorry.
But any grandmaster worth their worth worth their weight can probably do it. And hearing about the things your group has accomplished,
I'm not a grandmaster. I don't teach shit.
he kind
I'm
of
also,
like
I'm not in charge of shit.
he cocks his head. Status-wise, like in the traditional sense, you're not a grandmaster. However, if we're talking about power in the pure sense that a grandmaster would have, you easily have it. Durga speaks very highly of you.
Thank you, I guess, but I'm at the end of the day, not really a grandmaster. Just a smart ass kid who can back up her words. But I'm willing to learn. Your method of key manipulation is extremely different from mine, but I'd be willing to learn it.
I will stay here for the next couple of days as long as you are here, to teach you. In the meantime, if it is true what you say about the ancient dragons, we're gonna have to find very large allies.
Aren't there giant angels with big swords? Isn't that something we can try and tap into?
At that point, Latu like kind of shrugs, and he's like, "That's not my thing."
All of you guys with god weapons, aren't there giant angels with swords? I got a rock on a rope.
I mean, I don't know how much the things from the mortal plane are going to be able to come in and help. However, if we just want physically large allies, we could maybe see if there's some sort of friendly giants somewhere that wanted to, punch shit. That might be a thing. I don't know. Not all giants hate everybody. Some of them do. But,
I think it's more than just a physical thing. I think
Yeah,
it also has to do with the strength and I guess the what's the word? Property of the cut it's able to produce. I mean, I'm sure we can convince a bunch of hill giants to help us, but I don't think a hill giant can swing a sword the right way with a surgical precision,
Oh, but a storm giant might be able to.
Do we know any storm giants?
I mean, no, but I also don't know any angels with flaming swords either, but
No, but you all have ins with gods. Gods usually come with angels.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to find out about that. I'm going to talk to my relic and be like, so, you got any, I don't know, weird sort of god things that you could lend to this whole battle, or is that a thing?
So your sword's like, okay, so hear me out.
Mm.
I have an idea. And
Is it
like
giant?
your sword is like giddy at this. It's like sounds like absolutely fucking like thrilled.
Okay.
You know how we make you big?
Yeah.
What if we made you bigger?
Oh god, yes. How big you think I can get?
Well, we'd probably have to figure that out. But
Oh yeah.
this could be your thing. This is how I can help you. We can chop an
oh.
old one. This is great.
Eva, I have great
Yeah.
news.
Okay.
I'm gonna get real big.
Okay, can you also multiply yourself?
Look, I feel like you're asking for a lot right now. I'm doing my best.
I'm the only one making concrete strategy and planning. I need more than just one gigantic Melanie.
I mean, I feel like I'm probably gonna do
And then you
a
hear
lot.
the voice in your head like, I can't do the multiplication thing.
My
did-
soul says I can only be one of me.
I didn't even go to high school. I can't even really do multiplication that high.
I'm not gonna tell her that out loud. I'm gonna leave that between us.
Tilda
But-
will also consult her relic, but you were saying something. Sorry.
Etha's rapidly aging like she just looked in the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. Go ahead, Melanie. You were gonna say something else.
No, that was it. That was all.
You said but though.
Oh, I was gonna say but I can be big. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the end of my statement.
Yeah, your weapon's like, we can figure this out. We can figure out how to get you like huge. Like probably maybe as big as that goddamn Godslayer.
Oh yeah.
I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So you're having that conversation, and Latu's like, okay. Well,
Well, again, Tilda wanted to consult her relic.
yeah, your relic is like,
touched on. Just as
yeah, kind of like
any chance you have
giant making powers. He's like,
or angels lying around somewhere with flaming shields who would be willing to come cut up an old one. Slice and dice, as it were. I'll take that as a no.
I've been in this necklace for several hundred years.
Oh, it's not a necklace anymore, darling.
Oh, I can't really see out. Sorry.
That's all right. You're more of a hair accessory, as it were.
I'm a hairpin?
More of a sort of.
I'm a scrunchie?
No, no. Darling, no. Don't even know what that is. No, it's more of a headpiece.
I see. Well, I can't see, but okay.
Trust me, you look gorgeous. As do I.
You know when somebody like looks at you, like you say something to somebody and they just blank a lot? That's your hairpiece. It's kind of like blinking.
Well, I suppose you don't need to know what you are, so much as you cannot help here in this particular instance. No?
Not in this instance. I don't know. I don't
Fair
think
enough.
so. I mean, repelling the armies of undead? Yes. Healing
Got it.
people? Yes. Becoming a giant, summoning giant angels?
Giant aliens? Is that what you were gonna say?
They supposed to start with A. I got confused for a minute. Let me try talking, and we'll see where I can get with that. I'm sure he'll say yes, because it's like, you know, this whole realm's under siege. I'll try. Goes quiet. Rain, and yours is like,
Yeah. Listen here, you little shit. I try not to bother you, try to keep things exciting for you, but yeah, I guess we're going around big and everything, you know? I can't imagine, like, angels are exactly the type of thing you're into, but, you know, anything that can help.
Don't you know, like, any giant fae things? Weren't you guys there?
Guys,
I'm only gonna run the
awakened
jello.
cows with swords.
Oh my god. No. Wait, you guys. we did know a giant cattle in the Feywild.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
This is...
Do we trust giant cows with a task as important as essentially cutting an old one umbilical cord multiple times?
No, but you know what? They can probably fuck some shit up.
We
And they
need
owe
giant.
us.
We need giant umbilical cord cutters right now.
I asked my relic. They said they would see what they could do.
And paper.
What about paper?
Romeo, I want to eat some paper that had fallen on the floor.
That's not food, Romeo.
No, if you
I
don't
mean, if
try
meat
hard
can
enough.
be food, paper can be food.
I mean, they're intelligent. Going back to the...
You did awaken the cow.
I think that...
Bull. Actually, bull. You did awaken the bull. It is
Yeah.
sentient.
And there's a couple of them. Didn't we awaken a few of them? So that he wasn't, like, alone in his sentience?
Yeah, I think we did.
That sounds like something we would do.
Yeah. At least one other. Like his mate or something like that. Or mates. I don't know.
Well, like I said, we could always have backup.
I'm going to have Melanie riding in large size and awakened.
Like a Paul Bunyan fantasy over here.
Oh my
They're
god,
not
that's
blue,
what
though.
it is.
Better not awaken anything in rain.
All you need is like a flannel shirt, a knit cap, and an axe.
But yeah, Latu will say, alright, so I'll stay here in the next, as long as you guys are here. I'll start teaching you my way of key manipulation. And I guess you guys can figure out if you know some really, really large, besides you, motioning to Melanie, some very, very large beings that could cut essentially a giant ooze in twain with one or two swings.
How precise will this cut have to be? On that scale, do we have some wiggle room?
We're gonna have to make some wiggle room.
You just
Yeah.
said something interesting.
Hmm?
A giant ooze.
Well, they're like if we're taking into account the Minotaur Wars, but Yablink, he was kind of like amorphous with like tentacles and like weird skull head.
I never thought of it as a giant ooze before. Oozes have weaknesses to certain magics. As in splitting them. I mean, I guess would Tilda know that like electricity splits an ooze? Like a black pudding?
Yeah, you guys have fought enough oozes to like figure that out.
We also need to make sure in splitting an old one, because ooze rules, we don't want to just start creating a bunch of tiny old ones.
But they'd be easier to take down.
They would be.
And Durga did tell me that like the ultimate goal was to use the circles eventually.
Yeah.
To make them into something else. Hence that gets rid of your, hey, we're not destroying a bunch of little old ones. We're destroying a reincarnated old one, essentially, so it won't destroy our plane of existence.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid old one death, specifically.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, as far as I know, like our army wise, with their nations, we don't have any like giant blade wielders of death. I know Tengri has a really good cavalry and archers, but that's not gonna help in this situation.
If as an ooze, it's potentially vulnerable to electricity. Stop me if this is a really stupid idea. What if instead of getting gigantic things that can cut through the ooze in one fell swoop, we make like a giant net with mages and electricity? So rather than having to cut it, we just kind of like mashing a cooked potato through a tennis racket. Just mash this net of electricity over the old one and split it into like pie slices. And on at each pie slice, it's a team of, monks ready to extract and isolate.
I would be surprised if there was anything large enough or sharp enough, powerful enough. That would be, I think, too big. I think that cutting out sections would probably be more manageable. Also, even though the outside looks like an ooze, we don't know what the internal makeup is. And I would be surprised. I'm sorry?
We do know multiple floating organs of the same type.
Yeah. But I would
ecosystems.
I would be surprised if it could come apart too easily. I mean, we're probably gonna have to try pretty hard to break bits off.
Wait. You see, like the gears in Latu's head are turning. We can ask some of the guardian dragons to help us at this point. I don't think they're going to be too concerned with protecting our shores when all this starts to go down.
Yeah, that help a lot.
All right. There's two of them that could probably help us in this situation. If your electricity theory proves is true. Because they do control the weather around here.
I think it was smart to point that out, because I think it's going to be much easier for us to find a powerful enough source of electricity versus gigantic claw and or blade.
Well, us old people do have good ideas on occasion.
Latiu's like, if you think she is old, I must be ancient.
I'm 16. Anyone with a mortgage is old.
Mm. All right.
Electricity we can do for sure.
All right. I'll have you must have there must be somebody with I'll have somebody with send a message to contact the two guardians that I'm thinking of and let them know about our plan and if they think they can help in that way. In the meantime, do you want, since I already he points to the prostate in the box. Since I already separated the two created two circulatory systems in that thing, how about we start with that and get them reconnected, so I can teach you how to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't got a lot of time, so let's get to work.
Yep. Okay. So Aoife is going to spend her time with Latu to learn his key manipulation. Melanie,
Yes.
Your relic is like, okay, how do we get big?
I don't know, man. You're the relic.
Like, I feel like
How do we get even bigger?
I mean, I feel like this has happened before. Not with me, with like another relic. Like, well, me in another form. Like, I wasn't always here. Kind of volunteered for the job.
Okay. So, like, I need to do research about this?
That sounds boring.
Yeah, it does. What about, here's an idea.
Okay.
Why don't we go practice to see how big we can get? Just go out back and just see, you know?
I mean, that's better than my idea.
What was your idea gonna be?
My idea was to go and try to find the biggest thing we can find and fight it.
Oh, I like that idea too, though. We could do both.
We can do both.
Yeah, okay.
Porque los dos.
I'm gonna go fight some big shit, guys.
Nobody even questions it. Okay. So, Melanie's going to go pick a fight with a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rain and Tilda, any ideas what you would like to do while this is all happening?
I got
Sure. That's my rock. Is there anything you wanted to get up to any shenanigans? I think I can, go jump off a cliff or something. And then my setup's pretty sweet, honestly, for what Rain does.
Your elk responds with, I've been trying to think how I could be useful to you guys. Besides, allowing you to do clue flippy shit.
Which, honestly, very helpful.
It is helpful, but probably not in this instance where, like, you got
No,
to...
it's a little unimpressive compared to, old god.
Oh god,
beat the
shit,
shit out of you.
yeah. I understand.
I mean, honestly, if they're talking about something with a big good cutting, they should just find a way to make me 20 feet tall. I'm good at cutting things.
Oh, yeah, you are very good at cutting things.
Stabbing, shanking, slicing. Yeah, all those. I mean, if I had a 20-foot blade, I could do some good work. Just saying.
But how would you stealth?
Hey, anything you
Imagine
carry.
you just be like crouching, and maybe we'll be like, we can see you.
No, it would just be like, go invisible, but you would just hear, like small earthquakes every time you took a step. Yes, very stealthy.
I'm not sure. It's like you're
Whatever.
like
Things like, I mean, obviously, it's problem with an old god is it's so fucking huge, but what about things it's susceptible to any poisons, anything to disrupt its systems, certain areas that are more vulnerable than the others. Precise application of force versus more brute strength.
all this talking's gotten me thinking, Rain.
Dangerous pastime.
what's preventing it from it just like, like doing what that fucking dread examiner do and just dipping on us?
Yes, I mean, if these things have survived for forever, they gotta have a backup plan, an escape plan.
Yeah,
We
I
stop
mean, like, what's stopping it from like just teleporting it to another like plane of existence? I imagine like something that goddamn powerful can do something like that.
We're gonna have something to counteract it or anchor it here. Something probably a bit. I mean, Tilda's been able to Zatari can counterspell things, but that might something as strong as an old god. I'm imagining it's not going to be that simple.
We need to tether it.
Something to, you said,
Tether. We need to.
it'd be like a thing, magic, or is there some sort of magical device or?
There, like, Rain, when you're talking, like, there's kind of like this pause, and then like you hear no 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 no. I've done this before. Hold on.
Just elevator music.
No, Rain, I've done.
It killed old gods before, because that would be helpful.
No. I haven't killed old gods before. I've tethered. When I was with Eagle Eye, I had to fight this fucking creepy fucking god. I was the one who prevented it from escaping, but I don't.
Wait, you're saying you can tie it?
Yeah. I'm not that useless.
I didn't say that. I just.
No.
You know?
You implied that.
Fine. It's just,
You
usually
can
these
admit.
things
I
have
can
to
tell
go
when you're lying. I'm right here. I know your tells.
Listen here, you little shit.
Takes one to know one.
Excuse me, I'm a big shit around here, okay?
You said it, not me.
Well, you're Reverend. But can you
did that
can you do it
backwards,
as
too.
you are now? Do we have to power you up? Do we have to? Do you need something? Do I need to gather something? Diamonds? Diamonds? It's always diamonds. Isn't it always fucking diamonds?
I
Why is
wish it
always
was
fucking
diamonds in
You
this.
just want
Diamonds aren't
diamonds.
even that pretty.
I wish it was diamonds in this case. That would be sweet. No, it's.
So it is.
No, it's not diamonds. No. So the last time I did this, I was at the height of my power. But for some reason, I don't remember how I did it. Like, Eagle Eye did something, and we need to talk to her.
It's very dramatic. I just got yelled at, so I'm gonna have to take a break here for like a minute.
Okay.
Go see what they're yelling about.
All right. That's probably what they're yelling about. Like, Romeo has got his leash stuck on something. It's just dragging.
He's just powering through.
Just dragging a table away.
It doesn't even look like it's that, stressful.
Right? It doesn't even look like it's trying that hard.
It's just kind of like, this is just my lot in life now. Okay. There's some stress, but like, this is what I have to do now. It's just drag this damn table with me for the rest of my life. Fine.
Okay, Eva.
Mhm.
You begin. Do you want to train outside of the mansion or inside of the mansion? It's available for you for the next 8 hours. So I assume whatever you want, Zaitari can tell the mansion to do.
Honestly, wherever. We can start inside the mansion and work our way out
Okay.
when we run out of time.
Yeah, Latu says it doesn't really matter. So what he says is, all right. So the way I do this, and I assume it's going to be different for each individual, is, of course, you are adept at the ways of meditation. So the way that the pupils of Long Death do this is they experiment on themselves.
That's why his skin's fucked up.
However, you do have a prostate in a box. So if you wish to take that route, I did not have the luxury of having a prostate in a box to test this on.
Hilariously, prostate in the box has a grander purpose than I do right now, so I'm gonna go with myself.
Okay. So you have to think about each one of your body parts as a separate entity. You have to you have to visualize the ki that flows within your body. And then you have to visualize shutting off one of your essentially chakra gates and diverting that flow. It is, as you can tell, a little difficult to do if you haven't done it before. And there are God damn it. There can be some detrimental effects, as you may have seen when I was disrobing for your friends.
Way to put it in the weirdest way possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's that funk. It's that Long Death funk.
but I think you're going to be able to do this. So
I'm not going to know until I'm doing it, but I have a feeling it's not actually going to be that far off from Astral Self and how I redirected it to
make your
manifest
astral
outside of me.
It'll be very similar, I imagine. First, you should pick a body part that you're comfortable with to do this with. It could be a foot, could be a hand.
Really thought you were gonna say body part you're comfortable not having anymore.
Potentially. Would an astral arm suffice here? Since it's just an extension of me.
It could. I've never, of course, done it that way, since I am not one of the astral way. But we could try.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I short rested.
Why
Walk
not?
10 feet away, pop everything out, do my little AoE explosion, come back over.
All right. So
what would actually be super badass is if you learn this whole separating bits of yourself thing well enough that you can just like make your arms fly off and like 10-15 feet away.
I mean, it's not too far from what I would like to accomplish.
Ranged punch.
okay. I am going to give you so I'm going to ask you to make a series of 5 skill checks. However,
Last time I did this, it did not go well.
They all have to be different skills.
Cool.
And you have to tell me how you're using each skill.
Okay.
And I will set a couple numbers for you to pass.
Okay.
on how you are imagining yourself doing this.
Okay.
So what would you like to start with? So with typical meditation, if have you ever like meditated in real life before?
I've tried, but my therapist forbade me from doing it.
Oh.
Jeez, thought.
Oh, I have bipolar and BPD. Meditation isn't always good.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay.
There's a couple ways of doing it. There's typically there's two ways I like to do it. I like to do the either, and you could get an idea of how Aoife would want to do this. For sitting meditation, a lot of it is concentrating on breathing, not in just merely the breathing in and out, but the functions of breathing, like breathing in, your diaphragm goes a certain way, blah blah blah, breathing out. There's also that's one if you don't want to like focus on your in your head. You just focus on the bodily functions involved in breathing.
Yeah.
The other one that's very common that people like to do is walking meditation. And that one is doing essentially the same thing, but with your foot movement.
Yeah.
So those are two easy ones that everybody starts out with. They're just kind of focusing on something else. So essentially, Lao Tzu is asking you to do essentially the same thing with focusing on your key flow.
Yeah. I do, because I have given thoughts to how Aoife would meditate as a character, and I think she's more of a Tai Chi, gentle, repetitive movement, methodical movement kind of meditator versus a sitting still meditator. So I think to basically begin the process of meditation and connection with her chi, I propose either acrobatics or stealth.
Okay.
With just total control over the physical movement.
Okay. You get to pick which.
They are the same.
Close your eyes and pick one.
You know.
Let's start with stealth. If you're going to move more slowly at this.
Just getting started, just warming up.
Yeah.
Every time I have to do this, I roll so bad.
Do you want one of my... Nope, never mind. You don't need it.
19's okay.
Yeah, 19's good.
I'm for stealth and acrobatics, I have a plus 11. When I have to start getting into my skills that I don't have a plus 11 in, I'll probably need help.
So, at the moment, you are imagining, or you are moving in a way that is akin to like the flow of water. You're like imagining moving like with the flow, with the current, and you're able to get in sync that way. So that's one success. Did you want to do acrobatics or did you want to do something else?
Before hopping into acrobatics, it will be introspection, taking category and catalog of breathing and physical position and wellness and where my body is taking me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to propose perception for that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you like full awareness of that. Your mind is beginning to open up to your surroundings. Nearly to the point where you're imagining your key flow, but also Latu's. He is currently watching you with great interest in those void eyes of his.
A little mischievous glimmer in there.
So you think.
Um,
but however, now you have to focus on your own key flow as opposed to the surroundings around you.
Yeah, so recenter myself to my physical person. I'm gonna ramp up the physical activity a little bit, and this is where I'll do acrobatics.
Okay. Very good. You're able to do, as you said, recenter yourself, focus on yourself, focus on the way your key is flowing.
And insight next for a true understanding of my key.
Mm-hmm. This is a little harder. Now that you've done like the physical aspects, the mental ones don't come as easy.
No, they do not.
And now give me one last check. What would you like to use?
What are your portent rolls?
11, 19, and 20. You heard that, right?
Yeah. I'm looking at my skills and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm only good at like 2 things. Can I confer with the group and see if there's any ideas?
Let's see. Stealth, perception, acrobatics, and insight.
Yeah, these are my skills. They are quite bare in between the few things I'm good at. Thinking perhaps in medicine, but I don't.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Persuasions that convince myself that I can do this. I was gonna make a joke about animal handling, but Aoife does have actually some level of self-confidence now.
I would say either athletics or medicine would make sense to me in terms of meditation and learning these things. I think maybe medicine because you're this whole the whole point of these things is that you're learning about the body and how it like how key interacts, like what it is that key technically is and why, and like trying to extract it to keep, but will I still but still keeping the thing living, you know?
Yeah.
I think medicine is a strong strong idea.
I think I'm leaning towards medicine especially if I can grab one of those higher portents.
Yeah, take a 19 if you don't.
I'll take a 19. So it's 24.
All right. So coming back from the insight, then you start to focus on your actual physical body.
Yeah.
The way your blood is flowing, very similar to the way your key is flowing. You do that, and then at one of your chakra grades, you're able to switch that off. There is no key flowing from that point to the next gate.
There's no key in bossing say.
And at that
Sorry.
point, Latu, like, nods nods approvingly and says, "Okay, you're halfway there. Very impressive for your first time. Astounding."
It sounds a little sarcastic when you're saying it, but thank you.
I'm not being sarcastic at all. It could just be the beak. I apologize if I come across as sarcastic.
I don't apologize. It's totally fine. I'm an asshole all the time, so it fits.
All right. While you're doing that, Melanie, you want to hit something very big.
So Melanie's idea is to first basically just go outside, because this seems like a we need space type activity.
Yep.
And just try to make herself excessively large. But like, so her plan is to make herself large.
Okay.
And then just like keep going.
Okay.
And just, like, try to just basically stretch Armstrong herself as big as she can. So yeah.
Okay. What kind of skills would you like to do with this?
Oh god.
Looks like Tilda's gonna be needing to give up more important roles.
I think athletics. I mean, I feel like she's out there, stretching, trying to just like heave ho herself into some sort of larger form than she should be able to do.
Jumping, stretching, doing lots of physical activity.
Yeah. So basically, she'll use her giant's might, which makes her, huge, and then she's gonna kind of warm up a little bit, do some stretches. Yeah. And she's also gonna take off her armor for this because she feels like maybe that might be easier to not have all her armor on. She's trying to make herself as big as possible. And she doesn't want to, I don't know, somehow crush herself in a prison of metal around her own form. So she's gonna be huge, and she's gonna start doing jumping jacks, flexing, just maybe bench press a horse for a little while, the standard things. And then she's gonna just try to and try to get even bigger.
Okay. Roll an athletics check to. Okay. You are able to do so.
Cool.
Can you just for a moment? Can you roll a perception check for me?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're doing this, you do notice that there's it's a nice cool day in the on the plains. There's just there's a herd of wild horses in the distance. There's a couple eagles soaring above head. It's a nice, lovely day. What next skill would you like to use as you're trying to enlarge yourself?
All right.
You got this down, Pat. Yeah.
At this point, I'm assuming this is a little harder on her form. It's weird feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to try to start stretching her muscles, and so she's gonna sit down and kind of do a lot of stretches. And I'm thinking, could I roll some sort of acrobatics for that? I don't know what stretches are. Is that?
I wouldn't.
I don't think that's acrobatics, but I don't know what it would be.
Stretching is acrobatics.
What
unless
about,
you can give me a reason why it would be acrobatics.
I'm looking through my skills and I'm just I don't know what stretching is. Actually, I have a better idea. What about and this is a little bit odd. What about an unskilled constitution check? Because Mel is just trying to sustain a massive size at this point.
Okay, I'll give that.
Okay.
Before a roll occurs, can outside help be acquired? And if so, I might have a really stupid but possible working idea.
I mean, possibly. I mean, if you saw Melanie, like, I mean, you were just telling your, relic, how much of a little shit they were. I can't imagine you not noticing, like, Melanie walk out to camp, and I
So
don't know
what if
how
I
far
start?
Melanie went.
Probably not that far.
So what if Rain concocted a little sports drink?
Oh no! Oh no!
And get like a potion of heroism,
Okay.
and like I'm talking, oh god, what's that fake science where they dilute everything down?
Homeopathy.
Yeah, it's like a homeopathic level,
Oh
like
gosh.
a level of the weird superior health potion, and like
Oh,
turn it into a
God.
sports drink. In the theory, in my mind, it's like helping her push past limits. And of course,
Okay.
Melanie's true form is heroic. And
Okay.
large.
Hold on, Rain.
Like to give her
I-
advantage, maybe.
I'm gonna send you a message.
You're gonna be like,
I know. I'm gonna send you a message. I
wrong
just
with
want
you?
to know something.
The message just says, "Why are you trying to kill
Don't.
Mel? I thought you liked her." That's all the message says, guys. Also, when you're talking about this drink, this is all I can think about. Is this review of 5 Hour Energy.
Ah.
No, when you make this drink, this is what I think you're doing.
Pros. I can read minds.
100% just envisioning Kool-Aid barrels.
Can at least be the blue ones.
Oh my god, I used
When
to
I
love
was
it.
a kid, I only drank the green ones because my cousin didn't like them, and so I drank all the green ones because that was what was left.
Remember the
Wreck your pants
Brondo?
like the Incredible Hulk? What the hell?
There used to be these commercials for like Brondo, the drink. This is how old I am. They had a couple of these. Anyways, Rain. Question still stands.
yeah. Well, like I said, in my reply.
Okay.
Oh god, I really wish I could see these replies. It has to just be like, why are you trying to do murder?
Yeah, so I'll see. Rain will see. Melanie. Hustling out there, exercising, bulking up, and
Yeah, hustling, loyalty,
come out
respect.
and get
Well,
out.
she's not wearing her armor. Is she wearing a pair of like workout pants that say like awesome on the butt? Like what? Maybe, I don't know.
Are those the juicy workout pants?
They just say juicy. Not awesome, just juicy.
And I'll be like, no, you can't wear yourself out too much. You gotta stay hydrated. Hydrate or dihydrate. In 100.
Oh, I did see a big pool of water over there. Oh, it's a whole straw. Ugh.
No, definitely don't want it.
Yeah. Is something you want me to drink?
Like, you guys gotta keep it here. I definitely know what electrolytes are. In this world.
What are electrolytes? Who knows?
It's what plants grow. No.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's just, you're not used to working out in the desert, and you already had a better action. I just want to make sure you keep hydrated.
Okay. What is this? So,
Mostly water. You know, just a few things to do a little extra. A little sugar, a little.
okay, sounds fine to me. Down
You
the
only
hatch.
have no reason not to trust me.
I know. Well, I mean,
actually you do, but
she's curious. there's a curiosity, but there's not really a suspicion. So she's asking, but then she just drinks it. She's gonna down the hatch.
Okay. Uh. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
You're fine.
Oh, God. Okay.
I mean, it tastes kind of weird.
Why was the DC not 30 to make it funny?
The DC as per the ingredients that were sent to me.
Gotcha.
It's got a weird aftertaste, but it's not bad.
It kind of has that like purple Dimetapp aftertaste.
Is this like in the olden days when they would give their kids cough syrup with cocaine in it?
I don't know what that would taste like, but maybe.
But did Rain just cocaine cough syrup her wife?
It's dehydrated manicore testicle.
Oh
No.
no!
No, it's not.
It's not.
Okay.
I can attest to it. It's not.
I mean, I'd be a little surprised because it's been a long time and Rain has not parted with that item.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'd feel both angry and also like blessed. I don't even know what Mel would feel. It'd be a mixture.
But yes, you feel.
I mean, it could be any one of those things on that list.
You feel really good.
All right. Oh, all right. Feeling strong. Feeling hydrated. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh, and now I'm just gonna try the just straight Constitution check.
Okay.
Just to. Oh God. Can I lucky that?
Sure.
Cool.
Okay, that's better. Like for a moment, but what?
I feel like that previous roll. Would I have pooped my pants? Would that?
No. There's just like the tiny inkling of like, oh my God, what if she did put the testicle in here? Would she do that to me?
I haven't seen it in a while.
It's really old. Could be a powder at this point.
Is that anime protagonist fisheye lens zoom in?
Yep.
But it only lasts for 2.5 seconds, and then it zooms back out.
Okay, and I think I'm gonna do. Do I need to do one more piece of my check?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an idea.
Okay. Lay it on me.
I don't know what I would need to roll for this, but what Mel's gonna try to do. This is so dumb. Okay, she's gonna try to just activate a bunch of her abilities at the same time. So I'm gonna try to activate Storm Avatar and also Second Wind all at the same time. I don't know how that would happen. So I don't really know what you roll.
This is probably multitasking to the extreme.
Yeah.
I can only imagine like the mental facilities this would have to the multiple mental facilities you would have to activate for this to happen.
It would be like a mixture of mental and physical. But I could roll like a medicine? I don't even know what that would be. But she's gonna try to just like heave her training into herself.
I'm gonna throw this out to the rest of y'all because y'all have been the DMs for before.
I'm gonna throw this out there. If anybody can think of a reason for me to use my cartographer kit,
no,
I've got a plus 13 to that for some reason. I think
I don't think activating all your abilities as once would use your cartographer's kit.
Damn it.
Unless somebody can argue that, but I don't think that's a thing.
No,
I cannot argue that, and unfortunately, as a DM, all my thoughts in terms of like how to skill check extreme multitasking goes to intelligence-based checks.
I was either going towards intelligence or wisdom based.
It could be a force of will thing. It could be a charisma.
Yeah,
could it maybe be the force of my? Like, could I maybe do like a wisdom or charisma as like my force of will holding it together? Maybe.
Or maybe like
I'm gonna say it because
like a physical, and then like a charisma, strength, or a you know, like you can mix a mental and a physical kind of skill, you know, or
I would.
Ooh.
Part of me wants to say charisma because Rain's there,
Okay. Okay.
and you're trying to be like, okay, I got past the whatever she gave me.
So I could
First
go with
option, charisma, intelligence, and wisdom. You just average the 3 checks out.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's more
Well,
math than we want to do.
okay, so if I did that, I would roll 3 and just take. Well, I mean, honestly, I have a +1 to intelligence, a +2 to wisdom, and a +3 to charisma. So if I were to average them, I would just have a +2.
Yeah, wisdom.
So, and then just, well, there's not really a skill that would go with that. So I guess just a straight 20 +2.
I'm trying to think if there's a skill I associate that with. I mean, I would say
You have
either.
his medicine.
I was
like,
thinking like, as mean as this sounds,
Oh God.
either deception because you're trying to deceive yourself to that you can do all this shit at once,
Oh God. Okay.
or persuasion. You think you can really do all this
You're
shit at
hyping
once.
yourself up.
I'll do persuasion. I can
You're
do
hyping
persuasion.
yourself up. You got this.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
Self-pep topic works.
Okay. So you are large, or huge, as
Well,
per usual.
Yeah.
once so the ingredient I gave has an effect. You
Oh,
know, the thing
God.
I mean, it only lasts a minute, but something to consider. You know,
I mean, she's got supreme confidence right now.
okay.
Super confidence.
Saying there might be a D4 that could be added somewhere.
Yes, perhaps. Melanie,
Yep.
go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Oh God.
You got this, babe.
I got an
thumbs up.
idea.
2 thumbs up and inspiration.
Okay. There are some camels in the background.
Mhm.
Male camels. But you don't attract their attention.
What did you feed me?
Don't worry about it.
Camel pheromone, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, your sword's like, now if only if there was like a storm giant we can go punch right now.
I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody. I might want to try to talk into helping us, but so does Mel feel pretty big right now?
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Mm. Mm. Rain, am I big?
You're the biggest in my eyes, dear.
Can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. It's kind of like an always thing, isn't it? It's like your passive sarcasm score is really high.
I mean, both things can be true.
At this, Mel will pick up like the biggest rock she can find nearby and really just heave it as far as she can, and then she'll go ahead and let herself shrink back down so she doesn't like pull something.
Roll another D100.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You hit one of those camels in the distance.
Okay. As you chuck the rock or the boulder away, it narrowly misses a eagle flying in the air.
Oh shit!
It screeches inundations to you
Oh,
and
crap.
continues flying.
Okay, it didn't come out for us. We're good.
Alright.
Ooh. Mel will shrink back down and just say, "Oh, I think I need a nap now." But actually, instead of taking a nap, what she is going to do is the one guy, the was his name Anton? No, it was something with an A.
Is it
I
Dr. Agrita?
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of Anton. That is not his name. Yes, Dr. Agrita. She's gonna go see if Dr. Agrita is in his area that she found him in originally.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think it was.
You can definitely do this. Tilda,
Mm-hmm.
how are we doing?
Oh, just enjoying the show.
Mhm.
I think while all of this is happening, I think Tilda is just copying the new spells into her spell book.
Okay.
If that's all right.
That-
I
that-
can never remember if you like make me pay for them or not. Because they're old magic, but
I mean, at this point, does it really matter because you guys have like thousands of gold pieces worth of money in a
It's very
bag
true. Yeah.
I
walking
mean,
around with you.
yeah, but I also don't want to be like, I have all the spells, you know, and take advantage of that. So,
I mean, you still gotta find the stuff. You can't just, you know.
But yeah, I'm going to make sure counterspell, old magic counterspell, is the first thing I put into my book.
Okay.
And then, and I'm also, probably not right now, but I would want to talk to everybody about, the Savion's handbook thing.
Right, because you guys have to decide who you want to read that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That is fair. I assume Saitari will be in on that conversation as well.
Yeah, I would
when
prefer
they're
if she,
around. Yeah.
if she were. Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah, so the old magic counterspell is going to take at least 3 hours, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, that's I think that's what Tilda's doing, is working on those things.
Okay. There is something I'd like to have done, but I need Zaitari to be here, and it also will involve Tilda.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Nothing bad. Nothing bad.
Mm-hmm.
That she's gonna warn you about yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I just have to note that.
I'm honestly kind of fading in terms of I'm getting very sleepy. Is there anything would anyone mind if I either cut out early or if we stopped here
We
or something?
can
If you
stop
wanna
here.
do the thing.
It's cool.
Totally fine.
the yeah, for everything else, I'd like everybody to be around. So the next game will be on the 17th. Because next week I'll be
Naples, Florida.
So happy to be around retirees. I hope I hope I
In
don't
Florida.
play golf. Last time I did golf, I got beaten in the head by a golf ball.
That's not great.
I used to be a caddy. Someone was practicing with their sand wedge in the sand pit. Yeah.
It's not even like a sport you wear a helmet in either, so.
At least it wasn't a drive. Alright. So yeah, 17th is the next time we're all gonna play. I'll double check to make sure Mallory can make it, but I don't think they had anything on the 17th. I can't remember if they did or not.
Don't think there's been anything mentioned.
But yeah. Everybody have a good night. Hope you had
too.
fun.
Thanks for the game.
Always.
Yeah, thank you for the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll see you in 2 weeks.
You're pretty sure Melanie's gonna live, right, DM?
We'll see. Well, we have to roll another percentile
It's now
die.
just gonna be a running joke of like, what did you feed Melanie? And
Hey, Mike, we'll
and
see.
the thing is, I know you're never going to tell us either.
Well, here's the thing: is this prove that Melanie can handle whatever it's gonna be?
I guess.
Yeah.
But like, does she want to? Come on.
Changes, physical changes will be minor. Don't worry.
You'll be fine, maybe.
Like, well, look, you might just shave now, your face, but it's okay.